So my name is JT, and we're going to go over a little bit of a thought experiment. This is based off of a couple of discussions about karambits, particularly about an article, or well, really a book written by self-defense expert Steve Tarani. In that book, he talked about traditional karambits, that archipelago, Indonesia, Philippines, etc. Most of them, or approximately 50% of them, not having the traditional retention ring that we've come to expect when we see a karambit. So, if you'll come a little closer on this, the blade lengths on all three knives, whether it's the two karambits, the folder, which is this is more of an Americanized model, and of course this is a double-edged model. This is a Duraspina, and this is a TDI. This is not really considered a karambit, but if you look, the shape is essentially the same without the retention ring. So what we're going to do is see if they can cut as well and do a lot of the same techniques minus the spinning and slashing. So we'll go to the next video. I've got a traditional ish belt, Model 10 Duraspina. This is double-edged right here. Back edge is not as sharp. You'll see off of here. This is something people talk about. So whip and cut, and there's your cut right there on foam and tape. So I'm actually using the momentum of the blade right here. And you can see a cut there, across there, but it's not a hard cut, it's not a deep cut, so I think people oversell that concept. You can see there as well. Really not a whole lot on here, so a little bit of a mark there and there. So and this is not ultra sharp, it's not razor sharp, but it's sharp enough, so it definitely can cut. You can see, so for anybody complaining about it. So the concept is, we're working minus the spinning, minus the extension work, so you're not actually spinning around like you see fidget spinners, but extension and cutting, just like that, dragging. Could you essentially do the same thing with a TDI? And I believe the answer is yes. So the TDI, whether we're punching, and you can see the hole there, you can see the hole there, and it's just a short jab in. You can see the slash there, same concept. If we were running a karambit, with the blade up instead of reverse grip, and I believe we can do the same passing drills. See, there's your cut there. So you can hook, and drive, and see rip there, punch, same way, punch, that's your rip motion, and dragging. Same exact techniques with the karambit, with something that doesn't have the stigma of a karambit. Now what you're going to lack is, again, the ability to extend. It's not that spinning crap you see on the videos. You spin out, it's locked, it's hooked, you can see the blade drags in and rips. What it does is it gives you the ability to extend on somebody that has a longer blade, a longer weapon than yours, so you can target and still cut with it. Folders, of course, like this one, can't cut. Why? On the back cut, because there's no edge there. So, I carry this in Afghanistan. This is kind of a pain in the ass to carry under your uniform. It tends to get snagged. So something like this doesn't attract as much attention, doesn't get snagged, and I think the argument of the retention ring outside of striking with it maybe the idea that you're going to take one knife out of somebody's hand easier than the other. From grappling experience or from some other experience I had, I really don't know that this plays as much of a role, positively or negatively. And the idea that you're not going to get your finger in under stress is wrong too, because I've done ECQC with a sock P, similar retention ring. It's not a problem to get out under stress, even when somebody's pounding on you or trying to tie you up. So again, as you can see, going back to the point, no pun intended, there's your cut there. But if we were working reverse grip, boom, clearing out, follow suit, pass, cut, stab, turn, rip, rip, and you can see all the way through. And that's going all the way to the foam itself. And push a little harder, you can actually see it go through the cardboard. That's with a 2.3-inch blade. So Not a perfect analog to tissue, but it gives you some idea of what the knife is capable of with a little bit of force behind it. And that's not hitting with full force. This is just a jab. Every time they reach out, they get cut. And you can see little holes inside of there where they're being cut. So, in essence, I believe that this $30, $40, $50 knife will do, this is a collector's item by the way, this $200 plus knife will do, minus a couple of techniques of, I wouldn't say questionable, but maybe overplayed, overstated concepts as far as the extension goes. And again, even as far as the back cut goes, I don't see a whole lot of cut behind it. I'm really having to whip it. Yeah, there's not a lot there. You can see a couple of small cuts, but those would be very superficial. So I don't really think that you're gaining, in essence, I don't think that you're gaining a whole lot with the retention ring, or you're losing a whole lot by not having the retention ring. Okay.
We'll go try to read, because tomorrow I'm going to have to work on paper